Okay, so we're going to go through cosine law here. All right, this is the equation. Now, many times they'll show you the same equation. They'll replace the c with maybe a, and then you'll have c squared, b squared minus 2cb. Oops, I made a circle. And then cos a again, and they'll do the same thing with b, and then cos, oops, circle again, b again at the end. Really, we only need to memorize one version of this, okay? And what we're going to do is no matter what the triangle's named, this one is named ABC, we're going to always rename the triangle A, B, and C, but whatever side, this represents a side, lowercase, and this represents an angle. Whatever angle or side we're looking for specifically in that equation, we're going to call that side C and angle C. So for instance, right now, let's say we're solving for side B. We'll do this in, say, green. Okay, I'm going to rename this triangle. This will now be angle C and side C, so that corresponds with our formula, because those are the two variables we'll be able to solve for in this formula. Okay, and then the rest of the stuff doesn't really matter, so I can keep that A, and I'll just change this to B. Okay, does that idea make sense? Okay, so that means now if we're trying to find side C, this represents side, so we're going to end up with C squared is equal to, we called this our A, right? So that would be side A, which is 6 squared. This is our A. And recall, just like in sine law, essentially your angle is always opposite of the corresponding side. So if this is angle A, this is side A, angle C, side C, angle B, side B. Okay. So A squared, B, side B is 5 squared, minus 2 times A is 6, B is 5, and cos, now uppercase C is referring to the angle opposite of the side we're trying to find. So because we're trying to find that side, this is our opposite angle, which is 48 degrees. Okay? So we're trying to find that angle. So as we go down through this, 6 squared will be 36. 5 squared will be 24. Okay. What about negative 2 times 6 times 5? Think of it like subtract 60 or negative 60, right? Now I could find cos 48, but I'm going to leave it like this for now, okay? Cos 48, because I want to bring up a point here. Now, in terms of BEDMAS, right, technically I would have to solve this next, okay? That way we can then add and subtract. Many people, when going through this, they'll do 36 plus 25 minus 60, then cos 45. That doesn't work, because technically this says multiplied by each other. So according to BEDMAS, I can't add these numbers together and then subtract this. So for instance, let's say I were to keep going, 36 plus 25, that gives us our, was it 61? Yeah, I think so. Minus 60 cos 48. Many people here, their next step would be to go 61 minus 60, which we can't do. We have to multiply this first. So let's take out our calculator here. 48 cos, and then times negative 60, right? There's a negative sign in front of that. So that's going to be our number. So we'll get c squared is equal to 61 subtract 40.1478. Say we go to 4 to be accurate, right? Then when we subtract those numbers, 61 subtract 40.1478, we get this number. So our side c squared is equal to 20.8522. And then what do I do to get c by itself? That's right. We got to square root both sides of this equation. So we get c is equal to the square root of this number, which is 4.56. 4.56. So let's say it's approximately maybe 4.5. In terms of what they got. So when we go back up here, side C is approximately 4.5 centimeters.